So we're going to talk about Mongo Coin, basically bringing mass acceptance for crypto and spending to the masses, reaching out to retailers and the general public. It's going to be a token payment solution for everyday use, and it's going to be very easily integrated into our current app. We're not going to be developing a separate app to house this. It's all going to be within one current solution that you guys have already downloaded. It's just going to be updated, of course. Merchant and product services are going to be pushed out through the app as well, so it's going to offer payment solution either direction. App users are going to gain reward tokens for everyday shopping and attending events. So we're going to continue using this product at major motorsports events, sporting events, and local events as well for even smaller groups. So Mongo Coin is going to be, again, a continuation of our current existing ecosystem, building upon the current user base that we already have, and bringing on new users that are currently comfortable with the crypto space. And we're going to be educating those who are not in the crypto space already. And again, so we're going to be developing this solution to track the spending of advertising dollars through storefront sales, so an accurate point of sale system through the app. Creating a reward utility token that will be redeemed at any of the retailers, restaurants, entertainment and sporting events. And this is something that we're going to bring up to franchises as well. We're also going to be working with some later development of augmented reality for airdropping tokens. I'm sure you heard of a very popular game chasing around these little monsters about a year ago that was all over the TV. We're going to be doing the same kind of thing, but with tokens instead. And again, everything's going to reside within our app, so no separate app that'll need to be installed. So being a two-tier ecosystem, there'll be the utility token crypto itself. We kind of have some beta drafts of what it's going to look like within the app with a separate drop-down menu. So users that are using the Zomongo app for the Zomongo functionality that are not using the crypto yet, they get the current interface that you currently see. Those that have upgraded will have a different drop-down that'll drop down the side of the screen. They can access all the crypto and such. And then Mongo Pay will have all the reward tokens built into it, so those can be airdropped at large sporting events. So take, for example, you attend a NASCAR race, you walk through the gates, you're airdropped 100 tokens. You can spend those 100 tokens right away, go get your free hot dog and pop. But if you want to upgrade and get your jersey or team memorabilia, you get to pay to upgrade. So I'm going to pass it over here to Jared a bit. He's going to talk a little bit more tech about the crypto and continue on.
Thank you very much, Scott. So currently for what we're doing, we're going to be developing a new wallet to house our cryptocurrency. The traditional wallet, a lot of people are a bit scared for what happens when they would lose their phone or if their device was stolen or anything of that such. So the older kind of wallet, they're a bit cumbersome for some people. They don't want to write down extra information, and because that has a bit of a low adoption rate. But for our new wallet that we're designing, we're setting up so all the information can go through smart contracts. And with these smart contracts, it makes it a bit easier for users as well to recover information if they lose it. If, let's say, their wallet was hacked, for example, we can then go into the smart contract and rewrite that transaction never happened to then protect the user and their cryptocurrency as well. And we're going to be going off of a delegated proof of stake model with EOS as well. We're going to be starting off as a fork, and then we're going to be switching over to our own cryptocurrency later down the line. Next slide. So I'm going to brush over a couple of our statistics right now, where we have 9,000 retail locations, and with we're 3.5 million hotel rooms and over 60,000 Instagram followers. We're currently at 607,000 Instagram followers. And we have 22 major airports that we're currently invested in, and 4 some of our TV menu boards. And we have over 200 million in eyes for exposure when it comes to TV and social media. And this is how we're going to try and push mass adoption for cryptocurrency through our application and through our entire network as well. I'm going to pass it back to Scott now.
Helps that my mic is on. So we're going to talk about shopping rewards, consumer shopping, and integrating with retailers and such. So the app and consumers shop and participating. Sorry. Keep going? Okay. All right. I'll keep going. All right. So retailers right now currently have various point of sale systems, whether it's small pin pads, Moneris, and such. We're going to be working closely with those vendors to integrate a payment solution. So people will be able to pay with crypto and various tokens. Shopping rewards and collecting tokens. There's already several retailers using this method already. Think of Canadian Tire, for example. I was actually in a Subway the other day, and they're starting to use the word token when you collect it. So the name is becoming synonymous at various retailers. So collecting token rewards, of course, comes with a spending model. So in order to collect the tokens, you do have to spend. You can also purchase tokens directly through the app. And it's going to be kind of a continuous gathering. So they'll be able to be stored in your app with no deletion, right? It is something that you can collect over an extended period of time. We'll talk a little bit about our Calgary headquarters. We're going to have our own place of business operation for day-to-day for both Zomongo and Mongo Coin. It'll be operating out of downtown Calgary. And this is just going to be a base of operation for us, right? Physical location, you can come in and talk to us and work with us one-on-one. So I'm going to pass it back over to Jeremy now, and he's going to talk a little bit more of the dollars and numbers.
Thanks, Scott. So this is a separate business venture. It has to stand on its own legs. And how does it stand on its own legs? Well, there's revenue models. So because it is a two-tiered system, you have a Mongo Coin exchange fee, and that's part of our model too, is actually to have our own Mongo Coin exchange, where you'll be able to actually exchange between your reward tokens, your coin, and then other cryptocurrencies and some other fiat at a point in time. So we're creating our whole ecosystem. There's another problem that we're solving is we've created it from A to Z. That's what's made us successful. When we've actually handed this off to third parties, well, you have hiccups, you have speed bumps, and you have delays, and sometimes the projects do not get completed. We go back to what we know best. We control it from A to Z. So on your actual utility coin token, we're going to actually charge a 2% fee on every transaction when you're exchanging between your different levels and your different systems. When you extrapolate that up and you get to $1 billion in exchanges, well, it's $20 million worth of revenue. Simple math. We're following a banking model here. The second is an actual token fee. When people are out there farming and gathering, when they need to buy extra tokens, well, we charge them a 5% transaction fee that's built into the cost of purchasing tokens. We already have sporting organizations and retailers that are going to purchase the reward tokens from us. There is a fee. Everyone's paying to pay in this ecosystem, but we're also providing services that go far and above beyond traditional marketing and advertising and generating traffic for those merchants, for those sporting events. As you start to see how we piece together a very unique ecosystem. So where are we at? Well, we started a journey back in July, and we are launching a $1.2 billion market cap on an ICO. So we've already completed the first stage, which was the SAF stage. We're now on, as of today, stage 2, the pre-ICO. One of the things we were hoping to do was to release our white paper today. We're pretty close. We have the edited versions. If we don't release it today, we'll be releasing it sometime next week. And that's going to be distributed globally now. So this is the start of our global launch in our own backyard. Traditionally, we go to a NASCAR track with a couple 100,000 people. We thought, well, let's pay homage to our village. And this is it. So this is the start of our global launch. We're in the phase 2 now. This is our pre-ICO. From there, we have our ICO. We have a bit of a roadmap here. We are very structured, we're very calculated, we're very strategic. We try to be. He's laughing. But we still need guidelines for ourselves. So we've mapped out all the way from now to Q2 of 2020. So we've already closed the SAFT on December 31st. So you can kind of see where we structure ourselves. We're already getting ready for the NASCAR season, NFL, Super Bowl. All of that plays into our structure, into our planning, World of Wheels. We're even planning all the way out to August, September, October of next year. There's a lot of planning that goes behind even showing up here. You see the cars, you see the tables, you see the swag, you see the presentation. Yes, we've done this many times, but we treat each event the same. There's a lot of prep that goes into it. And we're hoping by the time 2020 hits that Elon Musk is falling on hard times and we can buy one of his rockets and launch our own satellite. face, I want to talk to you about who is Mongo Coin now. We have Jared here, who's been around the Zomongo brand for 5 years now. He's watched the success, the trials and tribulations. It all hasn't been rosy. That's just reality. But it was Jared and his team decided that we need to add crypto and reward tokens into our ecosystem. So Jared has branched off and he has started Mongo Coin Inc. And Scott actually has been graduated into the Mongo Coin side. So he's got a little boost. Didn't get a pay hike, but he got a boost in title.
I'm working on it. Don't give me a hard time yet.
But no, Scott is the CEO for part of Jared's team, so we're lending some of the people from the Powered by Zomongo into the Mongo Coin to help with that success. We follow a formula, so we want to bridge that over so that this project is just as successful. We have Andrew sitting here. He's a senior IT admin. So again, we're going to lend some resources over to Mongo. We also need some advisors. So I will stay as president and CEO of Powered by Zomongo entity, but I'm also an advisor and a managing director for Mongo Coin. So there's some experience there and some knowledge and know-how that we can actually pass down. We have a new addition with Mark. He's sitting over here. He's wearing all his Verge gear. This is where we've been very fortunate to pull from some local resources in our backyards. We don't have to get on planes. We don't have to fly. We don't have to use Skype. We've been very fortunate, and this is where we want to give thanks to the Bitcoin community with Corey and Jan and all them. They really built a solid community here. You guys are very fortunate to have these individuals here. We're fortunate that we're able to utilize those resources. Corey and Jan and that side of the equation. Taza here, we've met a ton of people here. Who would have thought? Because your two top crypto cities are Vancouver and Toronto, but nobody knew there was a hidden gem here. We didn't know. And here we are today, working with a lot of unique individuals. So with Mark, there's a lot of opportunity to brand rub with the Powered by Zomongo network and bring that knowledge and know-how into Mongo. So Mark and I are actually on the Powered by Zomongo side, continuing building the brand and seeing what opportunities open for the Mongo team. Next. And here we have Haley sitting here from EOS Block Cafe. Here again, you got another solid team. So we're utilizing Haley, Siad, Saeed. My brain's on another level. But then again, here you have expertise sitting in your backyard. This is the cool thing. We're going to hopefully put Calgary on the map globally to show them we do have a lot of good brains here. I'm just a pretty face. These are the brains around here. Well, at least I say I'm pretty. My wife says I'm handsome. But this is what you're seeing now. We're building a good cast of characters coming from our backyard. Next slide. They have a third element, which is Jason. He actually introduced us to Haley and that whole team there. Jared felt pretty confident going with the EOS system and the blockchain and allowing us to continue that out. Because we had Ethereum knocking on the door, we had Bitcoin sitting there knocking on the door. We felt that EOS could actually keep up to the demand and the stress of the system of transactions. We're not talking hundreds or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. We're talking about millions and tens of millions of transactions constantly happening in this ecosystem. You see the cars outside? Those are not stock cars. We do not do stock engines. We take a stock engine and we modify it to come up to the level that we're at. We are here to perform. We have to perform at a high level. This is how you start. You start with your base model. Part of our professional team is Gallings WLG, is our legal firm for Mongo and for Powered by Zomongo. They're an international firm. They're a powerhouse. They put all our documents in play. And other people here have used Gallings. I'm not going to deny they cost a pretty penny. We do a lot of weekend bottle drives to afford those. But that, you have to perform at this level. You have to have the best of the best so that everyone feels comfortable. And we have our local accounting. I think this is going to conclude what we're doing. There you go, guys. Thank you.
right, so we'll open it up for a bit of a question and answer period. I believe we have a gentleman there with a mic in the crowd.
Yes. So I'll be running around taking questions from anybody that may have one. If I can start with the questions and then I'll look for hands and everything, that'd be great. So my question is, you see some platforms and they have promotions and coupons and things like that, and they don't use the blockchain model. So what was the drive towards doing that? What were the efficiencies that you found using this that weren't available through a typical kind of database?
Using blockchain for us in this ecosystem was a really good way of reconciling and having everything be placed in the system that you could keep up to the robustness of it. One of the projects we did about 25 years ago is we did a Stay in School Rewards loyalty card program. We developed all the software, we put it internally, but it wasn't robust enough. And the blockchain really intrigued us because we saw other opportunities on the reward token side and the crypto side. We've been researching this for 2 years, and it took us a while to try and wrap our heads around how would it fit in our ecosystem. And blockchain is really impressive. I mean, it's been around for what, 10, 15 years or so, over 10 years in terms of, but it's a system that can keep up to the demands of what we're trying to do here. It's a solid system, and that's what we're trying to do, is keep advancing with the future. This is it. The future is now.
Cool. Do I have questions that I can get? I have one over here. I'm going to sneak through.
So my question is about your partnership with payment processing companies like Monaris, TD. They're already into the payment processing space, and I guess the future is that the people will be paying through cryptocurrency, so they will have to advance their technology to adopt to that. How does your company fit into like selling tokens to them? Like I'm not really clear on that concept and what the future holds on that.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. The banks themselves and the World Banking Organizations have been meeting. They have been having their own summits. And crypto, the coins and the tokens themselves will actually become another banking platform. We're already seeing that. We had one gentleman talking about reporting it for CRA and taxes. But on the banking side, the Mongo Coin itself and the Mongo tokens will become like another product, like a TD or a BMO or a Royal. It's our product. We are separate from them. Will the banks adopt it? They'll adopt their own crypto, their own tokens. That's already in the works. So we're just another banking product, like when Visa, MasterCard came out, and Amex and Diners Club. So we're one of those products.
Cool. If anybody has a question, just hand and I'll run to you if I see one. I'm going to give a question while I'm seeing if there's others. Why the pre-sale? So what was the motivation? What did you find was the motivation behind going the ICO route versus just launching the token natively in the app, just as a regular kind of airdrop?
Another good question. So part of it on the pre-sale was to also include the community. So one thing that we really liked about the crypto community now that we've ventured into it was how open and community like-minded it was. Remember at the start of the presentation we started with living the big life. That this was a movement. This is allowing our ecosystem, Zomongo and Mongo Coin, to also give back to the community, to let the community actually participate in this on a localized, regional, national, and international level. It's our way of saying thank you, because a lot of individuals don't get to jump in on a pre-sale. For us, we allowed that. We wanted to allow the local resources and other people that we work with to participate. This is how you build a village. This is how you continue to grow a village. We have to work as a unit. 3 guys standing up here is not going to cut it. Building a village is. And that's why we did the pre-sale. And same with the pre-ICO. Now the pre-ICO goes global to allow other communities to participate. And the thing is we've also know on a sidebar, we've watched the crypto side, and those who get in on their ICOs, it's a selective group, the ones that benefit the most. Here, everybody gets the benefit.
Excellent presentation, by the way. I wonder, how are you doing ICOs in the environment that we're in with SECs and ASCs and all of that kind of stuff, and the Canadian Securities Commission and all that? How are you differentiating from what they've been stopping as an ICO market? And a follow-up question would be, are you a security token, or how are you doing this? I don't understand. I know that Gowlings is very good at what they do, but I would like to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, another good question, and that's why we paid Gowlings a lot of money, is this is a utility token. It's not a security, where that's why you have a utility token that sits on its own exchange with the Bitcoin and all that, and it sits in its own marketplace. The reward token is no different than the gamification that you do on all of our phones. We all game, even if you don't game. But those who are gaming, if they got to buy gems, they got to buy gold because they have to make it to the next level. That's how we bridge the two gaps. And coming to jurisdictions, one of the safest jurisdictions is actually BC. And that's where Mongo Coin, and we do have operations in BC. Mongo Coin itself is a BC corporation. The coin itself is actually issued in jurisdictions in other countries, and it's issued in euros. So here the main focus is the gamification token. And that, is it going to come in Alberta to the rest of Canada? Yes. At this point, we're fully compliant. It's one of the reasons why we did hire Gowling, so that we are compliant at every level. And we knew that there was going to be a weeding out process. That has started with the SEC. Those who don't play nice, well, they have to answer for their actions. Hopefully that answers your question.
Question? So we've got one right here, and then I'll come up to you.
Good afternoon. So your Mongo Coin and the ICO, I mean, are the Mongo Coin and reward coin, do you have a limit on it, or it's unlimited?
On the utility token coin itself, there is. It's capped at 4.4 billion utility tokens. And that's why we can actually start it at the 5 to 10 and the 50 cents, because it is limited. It is capped. On the gaming token side, on the rewards token side, those will come and go depending on the usage, but it's not actually tied to the utility token itself.
Oh, they are not tied. Okay, thank you.
What was that other one? Oh. Sorry, sneak by here. Where was? Ah, here we go.
Hey guys, here's an idea. Why don't you create a game, some sort of racing game linked to the app, so you can follow people that actually, every event that you do, you can have people gaming on that little app, some sort of design that you win coin or stuff like that, so you can track people's and events, link and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, just saying, if it's a NHL, you guys reach the NHL and you actually participate in every event, every game, every Sunday night, every weekend. You can have an NHL application, so everyone in their living room is gonna open up the app and they're gonna play the games, and you're gonna, I don't know, stuff like that. Is that something that you guys looking for?
You're a smart guy, and I like where you're coming with that. Why don't you come talk to us at our booth after? Because, we have the ability to work with the developer to make that happen.
Yeah, so we've already gone down that thought process, and that's part of it. With like a NASCAR, one of the events we would do is you would airdrop, example, 100 tokens for everyone that actually comes on track, and then you actually make it a game where they go to certain sections, they farm, they gather. Your idea, yes, has been presented. We've talked about it. It's how do you develop it so that it works? It would be fun, and we are developing. That's what Jared and his team are doing.
Yeah, let's be honest with each other. Like that Pokemon style run around and gather stuff. it's mostly for kids, right? I don't believe anyone here would run around to gather a lot of tokens.
You'd be
Unfortunately,
surprised.
I have seen a lot of adults running around together this time.
You'd be
I'm not disagreeing
surprised.
with you, I have seen it.
Fair enough, but I mean like on a, I don't know, all winter long going outside -30, I'm saying like if you play in your background in your living room with games and you collect stuff, you can actually attract a lot of people. Just saying.
There's coins that show up in your washroom too, so you don't even have to go anywhere.
Yeah. Pulled one out of my shower this
I
morning.
have one other question, and then we'll maybe take one more, and then I
Yep.
think we're tight on time here. Given that it's a utility token, what is the incentive of participating in getting tokens early versus buying them and utilizing them at the point when you actually need to utilize them?
It's following the traditional model of Bitcoin app, where if you get your coins early and it rises in value, well then you can increase the value of your purchase or your investment. Yeah, and the other thing too that Jared's mentioning is we're going to do exclusive deals for the utility token coin itself. When we're at a NASCAR race, when we roll in, for example, we're not just at the race, we're not just performing, we're not just hosting the race. We have special VIP areas to get you onto pit row. It's limited access. We actually took over the Budweiser party deck at Michigan, so we have VIP wristbands to get you there if you want to meet the drivers, if you want that exclusive access, if you want to be at concerts. You'll see us at concerts. We'll be sitting in the front row. We'll be backstage with the band. This is where those utility token coins come to your advantage. You get that total VIP all access pass using those. And we'll be generating contests behind those, whether it's sitting at your house or going to a merchant or a retailer or being on site.
Awesome. Okay. And I'll see if there is one last question. I'll grab it. If not, then okay. One last. I'm just gonna run around the back here. Sorry, it's hard to slip between those seats. Okay, here we go.
I didn't get earlier, is it a decentralized token, the Mongo Coin?
Yes, it is decentralized, but the gaming token we're doing is centralized. That's going to be residing within the app.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. I guess, can you give us, again, one last time, where we can find everything? Obviously, people have downloaded the app, but is there a website to go to, other things like that, and then we can wrap it up?
Of course, our app can be found on the Google Play Store and Apple iOS Store, but otherwise it's powered by Zomongo.ca.
Perfect. Let's,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to be launching the actual Mongo Coin IO website here this coming week. And that, so you're going to see the white paper on there, business plan. Yep, Corey's giving us a thumbs up because Corey and his team actually have been developing the website. It's pretty cool. They've done a mock-up of the coin already, so we're going to produce those in real time. We'll be able to actually access those too.
24 karat gold.
Oh, slow down, Corey.
All right, let's give these guys a round of applause. These are the most professional group of guys and people I've met yet in the 68 weeks I've been doing this, to be honest. They have their paperwork, their business, their model, their history, their team. They've got it dialed. Like, I have never met anybody yet like these guys. So, again, thank you guys. Thank you. Let me give them a round. Love you guys. Now, nobody go anywhere. Stay right in your chair, unless you have to go pee, because we have the Crypto Coin Kid, and he's coming out right now. Come on out. Let's get the slides switched up.